Hey friends, it's Rosalind. Welcome back to our gardens and our tiny farm. For a long time, we have been dreaming of turning this patio into just a dreamy garden retreat, especially since we have added in our gravel fire pit area. It's really become a goal of mine to turn this into a destination that draws you in and makes so that you don't want to leave it. So this is part one of creating that garden, and this week we have been working on adding in a DIY waterfall feature. So I'm just going to bring you guys along and share how we built this. So grab your favorite drink and let's get started. The first thing we did for this project was get a fountain kit from Popo Soap. I believe that's the way you pronounce the name. But I want to take you guys over before we open this and share the other fountain that we had put together last summer. Do you guys remember last summer when we put together this little solar fountain? The birds and the bees absolutely adore it because they can just come in here. It's just a small little fountain, but they can come in here and land on the rocks, take a drink. And I have even been sitting here on the swing, and if I hold very still, they will land in here and drink water while I'm sitting right here. It is so much fun to watch. So I'm hoping if we put in this waterfall fountain, it will attract even more birds and pollinators into the backyard. Okay, let's back up a little bit so you guys can get a view of what this whole garden bed looks like. So I'm hoping next week we can come in here and extend this whole bed out to the edge of the house. But right in here where we do have this fern is where I'm thinking the waterfall fountain would look very sweet. What do you guys think? I will be removing this garden bench and placing it somewhere else in the garden. But let's get the fern removed and see what we think. I had actually planted this fern here probably a month ago. I had dug it up from right over here and planted it into this part before we realized that we were going to be putting in a fountain. All right. Oh my goodness, it seems like it's well rooted already. That's amazing. Maybe we'll just put it over here for right now. And then it could be part of the waterfall scene. This is our fountain. And there's also lights that do come with the fountain. But this is our little pond, if you will, or our water basin for the waterfall fountain. So this is what we're going to be burying. What do you guys think if we have the waterfall tuck right in here between the fern that we just transplanted and this hosta? So back here we do have a hydrangea, and in this pocket right here I do plan on planting another hydrangea, and then we have our Gatsby Gal oak leaf hydrangea that will eventually grow 6 feet tall. Right now we're standing where the backside of the waterfall will be. I really like this spot. I think we'll probably bring the pathway in kind of this way then after we're done doing the fountain, or then we'll just completely remove it. The nice part about this waterfall kit is that all the supplies come along with it. So let's get our hole dug so we can bury our water basin. I think we're going to leave the water basin just a little bit on the high side. That way we can come in with some rocks and things kind of around the pond part itself. And then in the back, we'll be building up like a pile of rocks for our waterfall. But this is what the back side of it looks like. We need to make sure there is a spot or a space for our water hose to come out to the waterfall itself. Now it's just to figure out how to attach these parts, and then we can continue with the waterfall. All right, we are adding a little straight pipe to this. And then on the inside, this is our pump. We're going to attach this. We are going to attach our water pump, or link our water pump to the straight pipe that's coming out the back. It is quite a bit later in the afternoon. I took a little break because it was just very warm. It's actually towards evening now, but we do have our pond and our waterfall. We have all the hoses attached to each other. So the next step is going to be adding in some blocks right behind where the water basin is to lift up the waterfall. And after we make sure that the water is running smoothly and everything, we are going to be decorating it with these rocks that we got from Harley's mom and dad's house. They just had all these extra rocks that they pulled up out of their garden. So that's going to be a fun reuse of them. Okay, friends, this is what it's currently looking like. Let's fill it with water and plug it in before we go any further. It's plugged in. Moment of truth. It's filling up in the back. Oh my goodness, isn't that beautiful? Everything's functioning properly, so next step is the fun part, decorating it. Aren't these mossy rocks absolutely beautiful? Definitely want these around the front, close to the water, so they don't lose their color. What do you guys think about it so far? You like it? Do you think it'll attract frogs? Maybe. Maybe the hummingbirds will like it. Well, friends, it is a new day, and it's another very warm day. So last night, after we had laid the base around the waterfall, Harley came out and helped me kind of pile everything up around the fountain itself to make it look more natural and make it look like it's been here for a while, which is what the goal was for this all along. So we ran out of light, so we didn't get it completely finished. We'll be finishing it today and adding in some plants, but let me bring you in closer to give you a look at what it's looking like currently. I did bring in the plants that we are going to be planting in here today just to kind of soften up the rocks. This is some canna lilies that I had found on the clearance rack at Menards. Actually, I'll show you this one. I think it's such a pretty color. I don't know if it's still going to bloom this summer any longer since it was done blooming when we picked it up, but I thought just the leaves around this waterfall would be so pretty. So as you can see, we've just kind of built up around the waterfall itself. We'll be bringing in a couple more rocks today just to hide those very sharp lines around the back. If we come a bit closer, there is still some wires back in here, and I'm hoping to cover that up with something. Maybe we'll just bring in a potted plant to kind of cover it up. But if we look in here, you see the pipe. This pipe is attached to the water basin around the back. So it comes out of the water basin and attaches to the waterfall, and that is where the water is coming from. So this is the only rocks that we have left. I had never imagined that we would use so many rocks to build up this waterfall, but I am loving how it's turning out. So let's finish building this up, get the plants in the ground, and then we are going to take a look at the finished product. Our fountain is complete for now. Planted the two canna lilies on each side. I did pop a hydrangea back in here. It isn't planted yet. I just wanted to see what it would look like with a hydrangea in there, because if it's a tall hydrangea that we plant in here, it would reach to the bottom of the window and probably hide the basement window. The Gatsby Gal hydrangea also, like I had said, will grow quite tall, and we do have another hydrangea. It's a baby hydrangea that will grow 3 to 5 feet tall. But now I'm wondering if we should bring in the cement bench that we did have in here earlier. I don't know. Will it be too much? Let's see what we think. What do you guys think with the bench in here? Is that too much hardscape going on? Now keep in mind, next time we work in this garden, we will be extending it out to the edge of the house. We'll be adding more plants, which will help soften things up. And a lot of these plants aren't mature yet, so they still have quite a bit of filling in to do. It will continue helping everything be softened a little bit. Now Harley is going to come in, and just around the back side of the fountain, he's going to apply some construction adhesive between each rock to hold them together, just in case the boys would come in and accidentally bump against it. That way it won't topple. Around the front, we are going to leave the rocks just the way they are. I mean, there's only 2 rocks on top of each other. That way we can get to the fountain pump if we need to clean it. And this fall, when we go to winterize it, so we can remove the pump. But this construction adhesive is made for concrete, for brick, for wood. But just the sound of that waterfall, like, it already draws you into this space. This morning, the first thing I did when I woke up was I came out here and just listened to the sound of the water. And I know it'll only get better as we continue developing the patio garden and making it a prettier space that draws you in and makes you not want to leave that space. But I look forward to hearing from you guys. I carefully read through all of your comments. I appreciate them so much. And make sure that you stay tuned. If you're not already subscribed, make sure that you are subscribed for our upcoming projects, because there's quite a lot of them around the garden, and I'm so excited to share them with all of you. Thank you for being in the garden with me today, friends. My hope is always that our gardens bring a bit of joy and peace to your day. Have a wonderful week in your own gardens, and I will see you right back here real soon. Bye.